After an amazing spectacle starring the rare super blue moon in the company of Saturn, we bring you exciting space news. A new comet is en route to Earth and promises to shine as bright as Polaris itself, the North Star. The discoverer of this celestial visitor is enthusiastic Japanese astronomer Hideo Nishimura, who sighted it on the night of August 11, 2023. This achievement marks the third comet that Nishimura has had the honor of discovering. What is most extraordinary is that he identified the comet while it was still beyond Earth's orbit, before any automated space observation instruments such as PANStarrs, CTF or Atlas. At that time, the comet had an apparent magnitude of 10.4, that is, about 40 times dimmer than a star that is barely visible to the naked eye. As the comet gets closer to Earth and the Sun, its brightness increases. As of August 26, its magnitude shot up to 7.9, experiencing a tenfold increase in intensity compared to the night it was found. The official name of the comet is C/2023 P1 Nishimura. Now, what is the logic behind this name? Well, a comet's name says a lot about its nature, origin, and discovery. The naming system for comets and asteroids follows a well-defined pattern. It begins with a prefix indicating the type of object. In this case, C/ denotes a non-periodic comet that takes more than 200 years to orbit the Sun and may have an irregular orbit. The prefix is followed by the year of discovery, in this case 2023, and a combination of letters and numbers representing the time of discovery. Each month is divided into two halves, labeled alphabetically, A for the first half of January, B for the second half, C for the first half of February, and so on. The accompanying number signifies the order of discovery within that period. Finally, the name of the person, observatory, or telescope that discovered the object can be added. So C/2023 P1 Nishimura is a non-periodic comet, the first object discovered in the first half of August 2023 by amateur astronomer Hideo Nishimura. Comet P1 Nishimura will make its closest approach to Earth on September 12, 2023, followed by its perihelion, or closest approach to the Sun, 5 days later. It's a bit disappointing that the comet didn't pass in December. If it had, it would have been an amazing sight, coming within just 0.06 astronomical units, or about 9 million kilometers from Earth. The comet appears to have a strange orbit. It surprised us by coming from the south and from a direction close to the Sun, which probably explains why it was not detected earlier this summer. P1 Nishimura follows a retrograde path that is tilted by about 129 degrees compared to the flat plane of the planet's orbits, or the ecliptic. This means that it moves in the opposite direction to the inner planets of the solar system. The comet also appears to have an orbital eccentricity slightly greater than 1, indicating that it is probably a new visitor to the inner solar system from the distant Oort cloud. After reaching its closest point to the Sun, it will probably be launched into galactic space towards the southern constellation of Pyxis. According to Joe Rao, an instructor and guest speaker at New York's Hayden Planetarium and a skywatching columnist for Space.com, if you're interested in seeing this new comet on your own, be prepared to get up early, usually around an hour and a half. 2 hours before dawn. You will need binoculars or a telescope to get a good view, as the comet is not yet bright enough to be seen with the naked eye alone. It's also a good idea to be in an area with little light pollution, away from strong light sources. Having one of the space apps mentioned in the description will be helpful in knowing exactly where to direct your gaze. But the most vital tip is to find a spot with a clear, open view of the sky in an east-northeast direction. This is the area where you will be able to see the comet. Starting August 26th and ending September 4th, the comet's path will take you through the dim stars of the crab-shaped constellation Cancer. Then, starting on September 5th, the comet will move across the top of the recognizable star pattern called El Rastrillo. This pattern forms an inverted question mark and represents the head and mane of Leo the lion. Comet Nishimura will continue to brighten as we progress through this period. By this time, around September 5th, it could become as bright as 5th magnitude, and there's a chance it might even be visible to the naked eye. 4 days later, its brightness could have more than doubled, possibly reaching 4th magnitude. As the comet approaches the Sun, it will appear lower and lower in the east-northeast sky in the mornings. On September 9th it will be about 10 degrees above the horizon, about the width of a fist at arm's length. On September 12th, although it could get brighter and reach 3 magnitude, it will still be just above the horizon. This will probably be your last chance to see it. You could also see the comet on September 17th, when it will be closest to the Sun. Some sources suggest that it could be seen in the evening sky, close to the Sun at sunset. At this point, P1 Nishimura could shine as brightly as a 2nd magnitude star. However, it will be only 11 degrees from the Sun, and the light from the Sun will probably make it difficult to see the comet. The first week of September is the best opportunity to see a comet. We don't know much about its long-term path, but if its orbit is highly elliptical, it will drift away from the solar system after passing close to the Sun, and we won't see it anymore. Although Comet P1 Nishimura will not be as famous as others, such as Neowise, we have another comet on the way that could be very bright. It is called C/2023A3 Tsuchinshinatlas. It was discovered in 2023 when it was far from Earth, but it is fast approaching. If all goes well, we'll be able to see it through small telescopes in 2024. By the end of September of that year, it might even be visible to the naked eye or binoculars before sunrise in the east. It will be in the sky before sunrise. We don't know if it will have a tail at that time. It will depend on its age and activity. In October 2024, Comet A3 will pass very close to the Sun from our perspective on Earth, and will disappear from view as a result. If the comet manages to survive its approach to the Sun, it will reappear in the sky of the northern hemisphere around October 11th or 12th, 2024. At that time, it will be visible after sunset, and each night it will gradually rise in the sky, facilitating its observation. If all goes to plan, Comet A3 will become brighter than most stars we see at night. However, comets are unpredictable, and we cannot be sure exactly what will happen. So we can only wait patiently for this special visitor from space to get closer and see how it behaves. Enjoy skywatching and be sure to subscribe to this channel to receive all astronomical updates on time.